The ultimate success of your retirement is going to come down to how you answer these next two questions. And no, one of the questions is not how much money you have. Because you see, what I've learned over the years is that assets, they're merely a number on a piece of paper. Your assets can be divorced away, they can be sued away, they can be lost, they can be stolen, they could be swindled. Okay? So assets is somewhat important, but it's not more important than the next two questions. Number one question is, how much guaranteed income do you have? And the second question is, have you taken the key risks off the table? As we have shown in previous videos, there's a lot of risk when it comes to retirement. There is withdrawal risk, there's inflation risk, there's deflation risk, there is long-term care need risk, and there's obviously the risk that you might die. But number one risk at retirement, which is basically a multiplier of all the other risks, is what's called longevity risk. So longevity risk means that the longer you live, then the longer you have the possibility of all these other things happening: inflation, deflation, running out of money, long-term care. All these other risks are multiplied. Okay, so what you want to do is that we want to take longevity risk off the table. So how do you do it? Well, stocks can't do it, bonds can't do it, CDs can't do it, real estate can't do it. You might have the most prettiest portfolio that the world has ever seen, but at the end of the day, that's only going to help a little bit, but it's not going to do the trick. Now, what's going to do it? Well, you have to have a process and a plan in place that will allow you to face these challenges during retirement. And you also have to have as many sources of reliable, guaranteed income that will provide you enough money to cover the expenses of yourself and your spouse, and also, of course, the expenses of your spouse, because I'm sure that your spouse is going to outlive you, and understanding that it doesn't get cheaper for the spouse to live on their own. As a matter of fact, the expenses stay the same, while at many times the income goes down because you lose a portion of your Social Security. So let's make a plan and a process so that you retire wisely. Retirement is not a place for amateurs and do-it-yourselfers. It's not only one thing to be retired, but it's important that you have a plan to stay retired. So I'll see you next time on Financial QB TV.